Abhix ROG Edition. Now, this is a series of ROMs that I've been using since the K20 Pro days. They've delivered some masterpieces in the past, mind you. They've given us some excellent ROMs and they continue the story with the Mi 11X. Now, at this point, we have a ROM which is based on the Xiaomi 12 Pro, that is recent Xiaomi's flagship powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. This build is based on Android 13 and they're claiming it to be MIUI 14, although in the build information, they've clearly mentioned it is 13.2.4. So 14 or not, this is an excellent ROM, comes with amazing customizations and a bunch of things that you should know before you actually try this. So before we get into the details, if you haven't already, please subscribe because it doesn't cost you anything and it really motivates us to make amazing content like this. Now without further ado, hello awesome people, welcome to PhoneOps. My name is Kailash. Let's get going. Now we'll begin this particular ROM review by the ROM info. Of course, this is a port and there will be things that are missing and I will tell you what exactly is missing and what is included. Of course, this is MIUI port Abhix ROG MIUI T. T stands for Tiramisu, that is Android 13. And this is MIUI version 13.2.4. Now these numbers are for Chinese ROMs. This is of course based on Android 13 powered China ROM of Xiaomi 12 Pro and this is updated on the 23rd of November 2022. Now if we talk about the changelog, there are quite a lot of things. These guys are known to add a lot of mods and customizations to their ROMs. So we will not read the entire stuff to bore you guys. Don't PM the dev, report bugs in support group. Safety net passes with and without root, that is great. Storage must be decrypted based on MIUI China. Read full post before asking anything. Now the moment you boot into this particular ROM, you will see that you have a beautiful, wonderful wallpaper which I've set over here. So if I were to lock the screen and then unlock it, there's this beautiful live wallpaper animation going on, and the best part is these guys have included a ton of live wallpapers and animated wallpapers and stuff, and they make your experience extremely good. Now to the left, of course, you do have App Vault. Of course, this is China, so no Google feed over here. If you swipe from the top to bottom, you have the latest version of the control center with a full-fledged MI Smart Hub included. Now, of course, this is not China, this is India, so Smart Hub will not be that useful compared to Google smart devices and stuff like that. Now, apart from this, you do have things like the audio controls over here, right? So that is good. And all the other things are MIUI 13 dependent. So the control center completely looks like how it would look on MIUI 13. Now, apart from this, if you actually look at the launcher, this is the latest updated launcher that you get in this particular ROM. So nothing fancy or special over here. Basically, what I'm trying to say is they've not made any changes to the launcher, right? So you have the default launcher, App Vault settings, home screen, search bar, animation speed, all those things that I've covered, and apps in recents and stuff. So the launcher is the latest one and it works fine. Now, something additional that you see over here is the icon pack. This is based or this is inspired by One UI from Samsung. I kind of like the look of these icons. Not good, not bad. I'm okay with that. The dialer that you get is the MIUI dialer and MIUI messaging, so that is good, which means it will not only follow the modifications of the system, but it will also allow you to record calls without the other person getting notified, right? Now, all said and done, when you boot into this ROM, you will get like 15 or 20 applications. That is extremely good because that makes your ROM extremely light and your experience even better. And we shall talk about that in detail when we talk about it in the performance section. For now, you don't really get a lot of applications. One complaint that I have though is that the MIUI camera for some reason is missing. And there is something called as black hole music. I don't know why they've included that, but I did not find the MIUI camera on a ROM that is powered by MIUI. A camera application is a must, and I didn't even try to install a camera APK. There's this Telegram group called MSU in which you get the latest updates. So I'll quickly, in front of the camera, while making the video right now, I will try a camera APK from that group and let's see what happens. So now we've completed downloading the camera application, right? So let's quickly see if we can install it and it would work or not, because come on, I mean, this is MIUI and in all probability it should work. What is a MIUI ROM good without the actual camera APK, right? So let's quickly install this APK, and before we proceed in this video, let's see if the camera application is working or not. So I'm happy to report that the camera APK is working fine, but the moment you go to portrait mode, it doesn't really work. So There are some issues here and there. I mean, I'm quickly going to go ahead and allow all the permissions. So the camera APK is not working. That is a little disappointing. Let's check the other aspects of the ROM. Now, we've covered everything on the front end over here. The animations are good. The smoothness is great. Even if we talk about the wallpapers, which I was saying, it does take a couple of seconds to load. And one more thing to note over here is that these super wallpapers cannot be, updated for some reason, even if you have a good internet connection. Okay, now is when the wallpapers have loaded. So it's a little heavy because there are a lot of live wallpapers. But once you load them, they look really, really beautiful. Just have a look how beautiful these anime wallpapers are, and they work great as well. Look at this, for example, or this one. Very colorful, very smooth animations, and very, very good experience. Now, of course, ROG ROM is incomplete without ROG wallpapers. So that's what you have over here, Republic of Gamers. Right. Now, this was the aesthetic part. Now, let's talk about the functional part a little bit, in which we will go to settings over here. And let's see how it looks. Now, expect this to look like a China ROM device because this is based on that. And the moment you go to Abhix ROG info, it does say MIUI 14.2.4 stable. Now, it is highly unlikely that this one is true, because even if MIUI is released, it will first come with 14.0.0 something, then 14.1, and then maybe 14.2. So they've just made it to maybe make you feel good. You do get October security patch, of course, not the latest November security patch, and everything else is still the same. You do get 6 plus 5 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know how much different virtual RAM makes, but that is an option that can be enabled upon a reboot, and I have done that, right? Now, apart from this, let's quickly talk about the sub settings menu one by one. If you go to the network section, you won't find many changes over here. Everything is the same. If you go to Wi-Fi, yes, same. Bluetooth menu is fine. Everything is working. You can see that my action camera is mentioned over here. You do have a dedicated VPN section over here. So Turbo VPN is what I'm using. Connected devices, slightly updated UI, NFC functionality and all those things, but all in all, it works fine for me. Now, wallpaper and personalization, we did check the wallpapers. Now you have always on display, which is working absolutely fine. You have a bunch of additional icons and themes which you can use. So nothing major changed over there. Now, if you actually go to the display menu, you do have things like the flicker mode available. If you go to the dark mode, still all applications are not working in dark mode. I think with MIUI 14, they'll be able to fix that. You have color scheme, AI image engine, MEMC, AI HDR enhancements. A lot of things are added over here. Now, if we talk about the control center, well, you still have the new 13 control center, and all the other options are similar to what it used to be earlier, right? Now, you do have launcher settings, which you can access from the main menu as well. Fingerprint face unlock works absolutely fine. The Google Play system update is not the latest, but that's okay. Whenever Google updates it, I really hope you get it. Now, if you go to the battery section over here, you do have a performance mode toggle, and you can see that I've been on battery for 1 hour and we have around 25 minutes of screen on time, and we are still at 97% battery. So in my opinion, even though this is a ported ROM, in terms of battery backup, it's doing a great job. So you do get around 5 to 6 hours, at least 6 to 6.5 hours of screen on time. Even in gaming, there's not much heat, which is a good thing. And talking about gaming, let me quickly add that in games like PUBG Mobile, you do have 90 FPS unlocked. And even in the display section, for the user interface, let me show you, you do have 90 Hertz display unlocked. So if you go to refresh rate, as you can see, 90 Hertz, you will get the best of both worlds, amazing smoothness and great battery life as well. Now, apart from this, in the battery UI over here, you have, charge today once, battery temperature normal, optimized charging, something that Pixels have been doing for a long time, is available over here. You have something called as wallet, which I think will only work in China. So yeah, an error occurred. And then you have the digital well-being equivalent from China, that is screen time. So no major changes there. If you go to more, you do have, things like languages and input, and because it's China based, you don't really have a lot of languages included. And apart from that, you have memory extension, one-handed mode, you have something like tap plus, floating windows, all those things are present and they work absolutely fine, right? Now, double tap to take a screenshot, and those gestures are available as well, but they are not as accurate as they would be on the 11X in the past, on the stock ROM or the iPhone for that matter, right? Now, all said and done, what really matters is the charging speed is what we've not spoken about, because the battery backup is great. and the charging speed is pretty decent. 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 20 minutes, bam, you're 2 to 100% on the 33 watt charger. So that's great. And apart from that, if we talk about the performance, remember 90 fps unlocked for gaming, that is great as well. Because if we talk about Antutu benchmark, this is one of the few MIUI based ROMs which scores complete 700,000 points. The temperature did increase by 7.5 degrees, which is unheard of for the Snapdragon 870, and we didn't lose any battery, which I'm surprised we didn't, but that's a good score. Even if we talk about the gallery application, you do get the latest gallery application, which gives you access to a lot of editing functionalities. So, let's actually go to gallery here and let's look at this. So as you can see, with added in game turbo and with not being added in game turbo, more or less the result is same. We have around 86 to 88% throttling and average score of 268 950 GIPS. Remember, in India, most of the parts are in winter right now. So the temperatures are slightly lower than what we have normally, and that's the reason these months the benchmarks would be a little better. But for this ROM, the CPU throttle test is pretty good. If we then go to Geekbench to check the numbers, let's see here. You do get 982 single core and 3283 multi-core. That is on par with what you get with MIUI. So, we have good battery life. We have good smoothness in the user interface. The ROM is perfectly fine for a daily driver, because if you go to the Play Store here, you go to settings, you will see that the device is Play Store certified. You do have Widevine L1 certifications, which mean on this beautiful E5 AMOLED display, you can watch Netflix and Amazon Prime HD without any issues. And I did play Apex Legends Mobile on it for like 2 hours, and the experience was pretty smooth and flawless. So all in all, this ROM gets a huge recommendation from me. You should definitely give it a try. You can let me know in the comment section if you want to see a dedicated gaming review of Call of Duty Mobile and Apex Legends Mobile on this. But for now, I'm signing off, telling you to try this ROM. It is amazing. See you in the next one. Keep smiling. Take care. Goodbye.